Selamat pagi. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to
HUAWEI Cloud Indonesia Summit 2022. We are honored to welcome you all here in the heart of Indonesia's, the capital city of Jakarta. I'm Imam Priyono.
And I'm Maggie Calista, will be your host for today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Indonesian National Anthem.
Hadirin dimohon berdiri menyanyikan bersama lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya. Thank you. Please be seated.
Hadirin dimohon duduk kembali.
First of all, we would like to introduce our honor guest, Bapak Inka Yusgiantoro, Head of the Financial Services Sector Research Department, OJK. Welcome.
And please welcome Bapak Sarwoto Atmosutarno, Chairman of Mastel. Welcome.
Bapak Profesor Dr. Insinyur Hammam Riza, President of Korika. Welcome.
And please welcome CEO of CBN, Bapak Sugiharto Dharma Kusuma.
And please welcome Bapak Barat Alfa, CIO Telkomsel.
And please welcome Jody Hernadi, Telkom DBT EVP.
And please welcome Bapak Sigit Hadi Prayoga, the CTO of Vitaja Digital Nusantara.
Bapak Bagus Setiawan, CTO of Detik Network. Welcome.
Bapak Subhan Novianda, CEO of CargoShare. Welcome.
Bapak Aditya Windarwo, Business VP of Bank Neocommerce. Welcome.
Mr. Jackie Chan, CEO of HUAWEI Indonesia. Welcome.
Mr. Zhang Xingyun, President of HUAWEI Cloud APAC. Welcome.
Mr. Kao Chianghai, the President of HUAWEI Public Cloud. Welcome.
Thank you so much for all the VIP who coming to our event today. The value of Indonesia's digital economy in 2021 was the highest among ASEAN countries. Huawei Cloud joined hands with customers, partners, and developers to create and to innovate a digital industrial chain in Indonesia.
Today's event is going to be a great opportunity for us to get together, share our experience, and exchange our ideas.
And to start this wonderful event, joining us online, Mrs. Jacqueline Shi, the President and Sales Service Department of Huawei Cloud, will give us welcoming speech as well as opening today's summit. Please welcome Mrs. Jacqueline Shi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Huawei Cloud Indonesia Summit. I'm very happy to join you online and share the great news about our new region here. I love Indonesia because it's a place of my first overseas work experience. 13 years ago, I worked in Jakarta for almost 3 years. That was a very happy time in my life. Time passes by so fast. Today, Huawei has been serving the local market for over 20 years. Alongside Indonesia's every step forward, we've been here all the way. As Indonesia grows, Huawei also grows. Today, the era of cloud is coming, and we are ready to move forward with you. As we can see, in the Indonesian market, digitalization is hot. The digital economy has become one of Indonesia's mainstays. More and more local enterprises and organizations are adopting digital technology to innovate and expand. In South Asia area, Indonesia is the country with the largest number of unicorns. As internet has the fastest growth rate in the region, and Indonesia is also the preferred place for global internet companies to expand their business overseas. To provide better local services, this year we are launching a new region with 3 availability zones in Indonesia. We built 2 AZs in Cikarang and a 3rd one in Membang. This region is designed for the highest level of reliability and security. Currently, Huawei Cloud has provided over 220 services and solutions around the world. Based on the new Indonesia region, we hope to bring the most cutting-edge technologies and differentiated value to the local market. Our target is to help Indonesia gain a head start in digitalization. This year, Huawei Cloud announced our latest strategy, Everything as a Service. That is infrastructure as a service, technology as a service, and expertise as a service. We build 4 pipelines for AI development, software development, data governance, and digital content production. We turn all these complicated technologies into pipelines for your simple and easy use. For expertise as a service, we hope to pass on all our experience in digital transformation over the past 30 years and all those from our partners for shared excellence. Over the past years, we have provided innovative cloud service for the finance, logistics, and media entertainment industries in Indonesia. Success cases show that our cloud-native AI and data solutions can help our local customers improve productivity and reduce costs. These customers include DT Corp, GT, Compass, G&T, Sinsepet, and Anteraja. The Indonesia region opens up many new opportunities. We hope to use our tech and practices to help local enterprises digitally transform, enable our partners to grow, and empower startups to succeed. And we hope to build the best platform for developers, a platform to transfer knowledge and skills, and to help this country cultivate the most needed talent in digital economy. The future will be a future with cloud, digital, and intelligence. Huawei Cloud always hope to be your best partner in this journey, just as what we have done over the past 20 years in ICT industries. So let's work together, grow together, and grow stronger. I hope everyone can enjoy the summit. Thank you very much.
So much, Mrs. Jacqueline Shi, for your welcoming speech, Huawei Cloud, everything as a service.
Hadirin, next opening speech will be presented by Mr. Inka Yusgiantoro, Head of the Financial Services Sector, Research Department of the Indonesian Financial Service Authority.
Sambutan selanjutnya akan disampaikan oleh Bapak Inka Yusgiantoro, Kepala Departemen Riset Sektor Jasa Keuangan Otoritas Jasa Keuangan. Mari kita sambut bersama Bapak Inka Yusgiantoro.
Can everyone hear me? Yes. So good morning, everyone. Allow me to speak in English, just to make it easier for the translator this morning, and also because I've met many of you from overseas, so I think it's just best to say some opening remarks in English. So let me first salute to my fellow speakers, Ms. Jacqueline Shi from Huawei Cloud, Bapak Sarwoto from Mastel, and basically I cannot mention each of the notable speakers are present here, and also all of you distinguished guests who are here on site and also joining us online. It's a pleasure to be with all of you in this event after having gone through many virtual meetings in the last 2.5 years. So I want to thank particularly to Mr. Jackie Chan for this icebreaker invitation, and also to Mr. Zhang, Mr. Jason, and all the Huawei corporate leaders, and of course everyone here at the C-level management from various companies throughout the country as well as overseas. The theme of the Huawei Cloud Indonesia Summit this year, I think, is timely for all of us. The public cloud market in Indonesia is one of the fastest growing market in the Asia-Pacific region. A study done by BCG has projected the market at 25% annual growth, from $200 million in 2018 to $800 million in 2023. But of course, you may hear most recent statistics in today's discussion forum, since this previous study has not yet taken into account of the significant effect of digital acceleration that we have experienced during the pandemic years. Technological adoption has indeed become a key driver and made Indonesia as one of the Asia-Pacific's hottest data battleground. The country has observed a new era of digital transformation where companies start to embrace cloud technology. And in PwC 2021 survey, has found that 89% of SMEs and 80% of large corporations are actively using cloud services, while less than 2% are not interested in using cloud technology. So I believe all of you who are present here are not in the latter group, 2%. Otherwise, you won't be present in this forum. So if we look back to the beginning of 2020, before the pandemic, we should be amazed at how we have changed the fundamentals of our businesses through working remotely and maximizing the use of IT systems and infrastructures. And this is particularly true for the financial services sector in Indonesia. Adopting cloud technology, from financial institutions who we know always keep highly critical and valuable data electronically, from personal data, loan and deposit information, to financial assets and other sensitive data, while, of course, handling trillions of rupiah transactions on a routine basis. So this cloud computing technology enables these financial institutions to drive growth, reduce costs, increase efficiency while manage to mitigate risk, stay compliant, and maintain high accuracy. Furthermore, cloud computing also helps them achieve the agility required to survive and even thrive in unpredictable markets. So hence, information and communication technology, including cloud computing and high-performance computing, will play a major role in achieving a successful information technology infrastructure development in the financial sector in Indonesia. The government of Indonesia has taken a lead in digitalization by declaring digital transformation as a priority issue in Indonesia G20 presidency, as well as one of the 6 pillars in Indonesia's National Recovery Plan during the pandemic period. OJK, the Indonesia Financial Services Authority, will also take a lead in driving digital transformation. Not only we, but have also taken a lead in this transformation for the Indonesian financial services sector. We have issued adequate regulations related to the technology and innovations in financial products and services, digital banks, fintech peer-to-peer lending, facilitating sandbox environment for other fintech startups, securities crowdfunding, and potential offerings in the capital market for crypto assets, particularly in the form of securities token. And this is actually being discussed now in the new omnibus law currently being discussed by the House of Representatives and the government. So the adoption of cloud computing technology is also among new ways that we support to boost business productivity, increase effectiveness and efficiency to save costs, as well as enable adaptability and resiliency to the fast-changing industry landscape in the post-pandemic digital era. Massive digitalization across financial institutions will accelerate Indonesia's financial inclusion towards stronger recovery that taps the national capital economics, digital economy's potential to reach 4,500 trillion rupiah by 2030. And this transformation will certainly help us to achieve the 90% financial inclusion index by 2024, which is a target set by the President in January 2020. So we must admit, however, that this technology adoption is like a double-edged sword with both opportunities and risks. Cybersecurity issues, which are most commonly in the form of data leakages, might harm digital trust in financial services sector. So promoting trustworthiness in digital transformation across financial institutions is necessary conditions that we all need to have. To conclude, a key strategy for OJK to accelerate digital transformation as well as combat cyber risk is by fostering more collaboration among government agencies, financial institutions, and tech providers like HUAWEI Cloud. So as the digital world becomes increasingly interconnected, it is critical that we all establish common rules and policies to address emerging digital issues and foster interoperability. Together, business organizations can anticipate and contain ample risk and challenges that may arise during the process of digital transformation, be it cyber attacks such as malware, the largest cyber incidents that we have in Indonesia. I think it's across the globe. Network infrastructure exploits, artificial intelligence misuses, as well as frauds. I wish you all a fruitful discussion today, and I look forward to the exciting new ideas, partnerships, and opportunities in this Huawei Cloud Indonesia Summit 2022. Thank you.
Bapak Inka Yusgiantoro, terima kasih. Join us also to welcome Mr. Sarwoto Atmo Sutarno, Chairman for Indonesian Telematic Society or Masyarakat Telematika Indonesia, Mastel, to give his opening speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan selamat pagi untuk kita semua. Miss Jacqueline Xi from Huawei Cloud, Pak Inka Yusgiantoro yang tadi telah menyampaikan speech-nya. I'm sorry, I will deliver my speech mixture. And also my brother, Pak Hamam Rizal. Long time no see. And also Mr. Jackie Chan, President Director of Huawei Indonesia, and all of the management Huawei in Indonesia. Speakers and audience in the Huawei Cloud Indonesia Summit today. First of all, thank you inviting Mastel to deliver the notes. Mastel is the oldest and the biggest telematic society in Indonesia. We are already 29 years since the regulation market in Indonesia. I have some slides, but it is not too important. But again, notes one is vision on cloud computing. I just quote here from what I learned from Bangkok last week, that cloud computing is part of intelligent visions. It's driven by artificial intelligence, human-machine robotic, VR, and virtual reality, augmented reality. And the most important is driven business innovation. I think that what most of our audience here is come from the business. That's very important. We learn and hear about the development of cloud computing. Security and diversity, and we also learn that services stand tenfold new services in the future. Yeah. And we need also low carbon and green data centers. And all of the development should be in the multidimensional collaboration, in cloud, edge, and devices. And also, it's mentioned before, cloud is everything as a service. Including task sharing, result sharing, intelligence twinning, and digital worlds versus physical worlds. Data center collaboration services revenue forecast growth 12.4%. That's why Asia Pacific is very important, because Asia Pacific projected 42% growth. Investment growth also amazing, around 38%, magnitude around $8 billion for the next 2 years. And the demand 2025 content streaming 1.53 exabytes per month, navigation 44.3 million, mobile gaming, and so on. So that is what's the vision that we will explore with Huawei today, I think. And the next, what we noted as Indonesian vision and expectation, that even we are almost end of COVID pandemic, but people still continue with the new normal. Means that digitalization will contribute more and more. Our government want to accelerate the digital transformation, including infrastructure and services, literacy and security awareness. We also have a target around $140 billion PDB contribution in the year of 2025. Means that it would be 25% growth every year. Indonesia also high demand for digitized government services and security, like Industry 4.0, Smart City, e-market, and around 60 million small and medium enterprise. E-government also need satu data projects, one national data center. Indonesia also have a big market on young and productive generations. Indonesia also G20 growth, G20 members in the growth zones and rich of natural resources. We also need the digital skill and collaborations, exploring unlimited innovation, talent and technology industry consolidation. Today, we know that telco and techco now become make a consolidation in the sharing capacity, and also support on sustainability industry collaboration in the effective deregulation. I think that's my notes, but I want close my speech with the story, with story about Huawei. 12 years ago, I met the Huawei team, and we telco want to deploy 3G network at the moment, 3G network. And for the first time, Huawei come to Indonesia in the mobile cellular business, and then I asked them, do Huawei have a roadmap for 3G, 4G, 5G, and so on? That's 12 years ago, Jack. Yeah. And what is Huawei answer? It's always yes. Yes, I have. Yes, we have all of the roadmap, and then also research and development and so on. And I was a bit worried at the time, but let's do it. Let's do it. And you know, you deploy many the BTS in our network, especially in Telkomsel. I know that finally, 1 year later, the Huawei founders, Mr. Zhang, sorry if my spelling is not correct, yeah, invite me in here, not so far from here, Ritz-Carlton Hotel. Yeah, Ritz-Carlton Hotel. And then I asked him, we discussed a bit. I asked him, Mr. Zhang, why in your vision you don't put innovation in your vision? What I was surprised, Mr. Zhang answer is, no, Sarwato, innovation is in our blood. No need to put in the wording. It's in our blood. Jadi teman-teman, 12 years later today, ya, kita melihat, we see that perkembangan Huawei ini sangat cepat sekali. Sangat cepat dan catch up all of things. Ya. Dan Mr. Zhang memenuhi apa yang dijanjikannya. Ya. Pelajarannya apa? What is the lesson learned? For the high tech like today, we want to discuss about cloud computing. I think many users, network providers, public service agency, and so on. Important to look technology vendors that have consistent, having a roadmap. We have to check this, having a roadmap. And strong research and development like Huawei today. Yeah. Mudah-mudahan ini bisa menjadi lesson learned buat kita semua. Kita bangsa Indonesia, keseluruhan komunitas ICT bisa catch up kekurangan-kekurangan kita, dan kita gunakan semua partnership yang ada dan teknologi yang ada untuk kesejahteraan Indonesia dan kesejahteraan bersama. I think thank you very much for this opportunity and hope meaningful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sarwoto Atmo Sutarno, Chairman for Indonesian Telematic Society or Masyarakat Telematika Indonesia, MASTEL.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sarwoto Atmo Sutarno, for sharing the Indonesia vision and also the expectation for digital economy. Of course, we hope better collaborations and we hope share the capacity together and support the sustainability together. So our next lineup will be distinguished speakers from Huawei, valuable partners and industry representatives.
They will talk about the development of digital ecosystems and how cloud computing services rely on various industrial fields.
And now, please join me to welcome our next speaker to the stage, Mr. Jackie Chan, the CEO of Huawei Indonesia, with his speech titled Grow with Indonesia.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bapak Ibu. Firstly, I want to say, probably Miss Jacqueline Shi missed us very much. That's why at the beginning online there are 2 stops. So don't worry, let's arrange the face-to-face offline discussion next time. Today my topic actually is let's build a beautiful cloud for the wonderful Indonesia. Last week, I was in Bangkok for the Huawei Connect. I met more than 300 customers, partners, friends from Indonesia. We had Huawei Indonesia Bangkok Light there. We enjoyed the light together. At that time, I had a strong feeling, also a strong feeling we should have some event in Indonesia. Because there's no doubt Indonesia is the most high potential digital country in Asian region. As the president, Mr. Jokowi said, the digital economy will be the engine for the growth of the country. So luckily today, okay, we have the first cloud summit in Jakarta. I hope in the future we can make it a regular annual event, innovation event. Also, a lot of friends asked me some questions. Exactly, what's the vision of Huawei Indonesia? As I said, okay, we never mention innovation because innovation is in our blood, okay? So exactly what's our vision and mission in Indonesia? Not of friends, not of company. CEO asked me this question. Before, they said, okay, Huawei have the networks. We have the mobile solutions. Okay, we also now we have the, not long ago also we started 10 years ago, we started have the cloud solutions, cloud service. Also we have the smart device, Huawei terminals. Now we have the automobile driving solutions, digital power solutions. So exactly what's the vision and the vision of Huawei Indonesia and the Huawei company? I'm glad to say our vision in Indonesia is we want to be the enabler for the digital economy and the green economy. And also we want to be the one of the major contributors in Indonesia, for Indonesia, and by Indonesian. What's the meaning of by Indonesian? That means by the efforts of our local staff, by our local partners, by our local customers, by our local stakeholders for wonderful Indonesia. We have what I do. I have to mention it again. Okay, that's our commitment in Indonesia. I do collaborate. I do contribute. I do care. I do create. Create means innovation. We create something new, something creative. We collaborate, make the ecosystem. We do care. That means we share the candidates, leave nobody behind by technology. Also, we do contribute, that means bring the real value for the economy. This is our commitment. I still remember, okay, last week in Bangkok, our rotating chairman, Mr. Kang Fu, said, actually, to make the digital transformation, there are many, many challenges. The biggest challenge is the ecosystem, digital ecosystem, and how to facilitate the digital transformation, how to speed up. There are three main factors. One is the speed up the partners. Yeah, we need more partners for the whole industry, not only for Huawei, for the whole industry. Secondly, we need a resource pool of talents, digital talents. But Huawei, Mr. President also mentioned 3 years ago, I remember this is also one of the key tasks of the government to cultivate more digital talents. The third one is to support more, give more support to SME and the startups. Yeah. So by this chance, also I want to give a brief report. Actually, Huawei has the Asian Academy, Huawei Indonesia. We have more than 100 professional trainers, more than 3,000 training courses. Within 2 years, during pandemic, we already delivered the training to more than 70,000 digital talents. We give the commitment within 5 years, we can train, we can cultivate more than 100,000 digital talents. Now, within 2 years, we already achieved more than half of the target. And today, I'm very glad to announce 3 great news. The first one is our Huawei local node, cloud node, is ready. If you ask me when we will have a ceremony to celebrate for the launching, please allow me to keep the secret, okay? But actually, tomorrow, we can use the service already. It's ready to go. And the second good news is Huawei already set up one independent entity in Indonesia. It's Sparku, PT Sparku. And Zhang is the CEO of PT Sparku. Why we set up the local entity, independent local entity? Just to serve our customer better, just to deal with our partner in much easy way. Let's contribute more. That's the only reason. And the third good news is we already planned, okay, to invest more in Indonesia. In the coming years, probably hundreds million dollars will be invested to extend our capability, to extend our local service, cloud service to our partner and to our customer. At the last, I also want to say, let's work together. I really like the baby in the performance. That's the lucky baby, Huawei Cloud. His name is Yunbao. Okay, Yunbao. I strongly believe he's a young genius. He can grow faster and grow stronger, can contribute more to all of us. So at last, let's hand in hand work together for better, for fully connected, more digital, more green, wonderful Indonesia. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Jackie Chan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jackie Chan, the CEO of Huawei Indonesia. And now, please give a big round of applause to Mr. Zhang Xingyun, the president of Huawei Cloud Asia Pacific, who will talk about Huawei Cloud, a solid foundation for intelligent Indonesia.
Sawato, Pak Inka. Distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome you all attend this meeting. My name is Zhang Xingyun. I come from HUAWEI Cloud Asian Pacific team. On behalf of HUAWEI Cloud, I would like to express a warm welcome and great appreciation for your participation. My topic today is HUAWEI Cloud, building a solid digital foundation for intelligent Indonesia. According to Catalyst data, HUAWEI Cloud ranked number 2 in China market, ranked number 4 in Asian Pacific emerging market. Over the past 4 years, since HUAWEI Cloud was launched in Asia Pacific, HUAWEI Cloud has become the fastest growing cloud among the top 5 cloud service providers and became one of the best partners in digital transformation for enterprise. Last year, in Asia Pacific, our land custom increased by 156%, and the revenue from customs increased by 92%. Our land partners increased by 90%, and the revenue from our partners increased by 150%. All of these achievements are due to the trust and the support of our customers and partners. We work together, grow together. Over the past 30 years, Huawei has won extensive trust from customers and partners by adhering to the principle of good service, good quality, fast response to the customer requirement, and continuously create value for customers by technology innovation. Today, HUAWEI Cloud adheres to the same value and principle to building a trustworthy, innovative cloud in Asia Pacific for Asia Pacific. In terms of market strategy, we focus on inspire internet business innovation and dive into digital transformation to continuously to create value for customers and partners. In terms of industrial strategy, we focus on infrastructure as a service, technology as a service, win-win with ecosystem partners, building the best to-be service, and cultivate digital talent and startup entrepreneur to continuously improve the core competitiveness of HUAWEI Cloud. The first market strategy of HUAWEI Cloud is to inspire internet business innovation with cloud native. The internet industry has many key demands and challenges, such as ultimate scalability for unpredictable traffic peaks, agile application development for explosive demands, faster implementation of new technology like artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain, and so on. HUAWEI Cloud promotes a long-term planning with cloud-native architecture, that including cloud-native infrastructure, smart data and data governance, application modernization, security and compliance, agile DevOps. This cloud-native infrastructure bring in high-efficient resource, elastic service, fast time to marketing, and automated operation. Currently, there are more than 200 internet enterprises in Asia Pacific, and 80% of top 50 internet enterprises in China have chosen Huawei Cloud to go cloud native. As the largest news portal of Indonesia, the Ict network chose Huawei Cloud to provide high-quality live streaming service over cloud native infrastructure and serving 200 million internet users in Indonesia. The second market strategy of Huawei Cloud is dive into industrial digital transformation. We summarize some of the common challenges across regions and industries, such as unclear roadmap, lack of experience, poor IT infrastructure, and shortage of talent. To achieve this challenge, we propose a framework in 6 dimensions with 17 metrics for digital planning and assessment. They are including digital leadership, organization and talent, application and customer experience, big data and artificial intelligence, digital business, and platform technologies. We provide end-to-end service to help our customers get a easier digital transformation journey. In Asia Pacific, Huawei Cloud focuses on several industries such as government, financial, telco, large enterprise, and so on, and serves a lot of named customers such as SCB, Global AIS, CP, Sunway, and Citicorp in Indonesia. Right now, we are collaborating with GTech to building a maritime AI platform in Indonesia. This project will cover a lot of areas and going to serve 2 million fishermen with digital realizer sustainable fisheries management. To better help our customers and partners, Huawei Cloud focuses on 5 activities to continuously improve the competitiveness and building a solid digital foundation for intelligent Indonesia. The first action is infrastructure as a service. Huawei Cloud continues to expand the global DC and the network layout and providing unified architecture for public cloud and hybrid cloud. We are committed to provide customers with a global network of exactly the same experience. Currently, Huawei Cloud runs 27 regions, 70 AZs, 2,800 CDN nodes globally, and provides service to customers in more than 170 countries and regions. In Asia Pacific region, Huawei Cloud runs 40 AZs in Singapore, China's Hong Kong, Thailand, and Malaysia, and bring 50 millisecond low latency experience across Asia Pacific. Today, I'm very pleased to announce that a new region of Huawei Cloud, 3AZ in Jakarta, will launch in this October. This is going to be a great milestone of Huawei Cloud in Indonesia, and it will be the most important step to move forward. This region will come with our newest 3AZ disaster the cloud architecture, full-stack cloud-native 2.0 service, new generation computing instance, and it brings high reliability, cutting-edge products, and powerful performance to local market. The second action is technology as a service. Huawei continues to invest heavily in R&D. So far, Huawei has more than 107,000 R&D employees. The total R&D expense in the past 10 years has exceeded 845 billion China yuan. Among them, Huawei Cloud has more than 10,000 R&D employees and fully share all Huawei's ICT technologies. For hardware, the Qingtian architecture and chip-level innovation, such as Kunpeng and Ascent, have building up Huawei Cloud's multi-architectural computing. For software, architecture innovations such as ModelOS, GhostDB, OLAOS, and so on, have building up Huawei Cloud's powerful and open software capabilities. For APaaS, Huawei Cloud continues to provide root engines such as QMessage, QSearch, and QMap to the customers, partners, and the developers through cloud service. Huawei Cloud provides customers with more than 240 servers, 210 solutions, 6,000 partner applications. With the launch of new regions, we bring our newest cloud service here. Later on, our colleague will introduce them in details. The third action is building the best to-be service. Over the past 30 years, Huawei has established a prestigious to-be service in the carrier and enterprise market. Currently, in Asia-Pacific, Huawei has more than 3,500 technical service engineers, 600 qualified project managers, and cooperated with more than 1,000 service partners and 10,000 service engineers. Among them, Huawei Cloud has more than 600 technical service engineers and 100 qualified project managers to provide cloud migration enablement service, regular support, and event assurance service, consultation and planning service, such as big data, cloud-native, security optimization, and so on. Huawei Cloud is dedicated to building the best to-be service in Asia-Pacific and help our customers to move to cloud on a simple, smoother, and faster way. The fourth action is building a win-win ecosystem to grow with local partners. In 2022, Huawei Cloud released a new partner system, including 1 partner ID, 2 cooperation framework, and 8 partner laws that including solution integrator, professional service, distributor, software and marketing vendor, learning, developer, and device partners. Right now, Huawei Cloud has more than 500 local partners in Indonesia to create and localize the solution and the service. In addition, we launched the Go Cloud, Go Global plan to support our partners through capability building, joint solutions, co-marketing. It will strengthen our cooperation and improve our capability. We grow together and succeeded together. The fifth action is cultivate digital talent and startup entrepreneurship. Digital talent is in great demand in Asia-Pacific, and startups are vital to innovation and local economy. Huawei strengthens industry academia cooperation by setting up the ASEAN Academy and the Seeds for the Future program. We hope that in the next 5 years, more than 1 million digital talent will benefit from our joint effort. In addition, Huawei Cloud invested $100 million in Spark program to provide end-to-end service, such as financial support and coaching, one-to-one consultation, dedicated service package, marketplace, and joint market for startups. Today's event is a great opportunity for us to get together, share our experience, and exchange our opinion. With all of this effort, we believe we were building a solid digital foundation and unleash infinite potential in Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Building the win-win ecosystem to grow together and a solid foundation for an intelligent Indonesia. Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang Xingyun, the president of Huawei Cloud APAC, for sharing your views.
Next, please join me in welcoming Ms. Mevira Munindra as Country Manager of IDC Indonesia to share her insight on the role of cloud infrastructure in promoting economic growth in Indonesia.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mevira Munindra, the Country Manager for IDC Indonesia. Before I start, I would like to say my gratitude as well for the Huawei Indonesia, Huawei Asia Pacific, and Huawei Cloud team for inviting myself from IDC to share about the trends and the potentials of the cloud, including how it contributes to Indonesian economic as well. And it is full house, so thank you everyone for coming in today. And I would like to say enjoy the session as well. So my presentation today is going to be more about how the cloud is going to impact to the business, and also at the end of the day is going to impact to the economic as well, because we are talking about more about, I'm hearing as well from the speakers, the previous speakers, about the digital economy, digital ecosystem, the innovations. Everything that we have been talking about since the beginning is actually already present as well in Indonesia. And one of the key drivers is going to be from the cloud itself. And of course, if we are talking about the potential in the future, I would like to also highlight a bit about what's been happening as well, right? So let's say if we are talking about 2020, we are actually faced about the uncertainties that we are actually still experiencing, such as like from the COVID and until now, right? And then we are actually going to face another uncertainties as well from the rise of the inflation rates, and then we are talking about the inflations, and then we're talking about the interest rate as well that is heightening. We're also hearing a bit more about the rising of cyber threats, so everything is a bit more uncertain as well for us here, right, including Indonesia. So one of the things that we are actually seeing as well from our survey and our observation from IDC, a lot of the businesses as well, I think the audiences here, Bapak dan Ibu semua di sini, I think you guys have been trying to be more optimizing as well from the customer experience, and then bringing the operational excellence and also delivering resiliency. So I think we have been talking about as well about the resiliency for the past 2 years, yeah, Bapak dan Ibu, yeah. How you guys do, how you still, you know, leverage the technology in order to be more resilient, agile as well, and thriving with these uncertainties that we have been experiencing as well for the past 2 years. So in fact, in our survey here, so we have been doing a lot of survey for the past 2 years, talking about how the organizations in the Asia Pacific, including Indonesia, try to drive what is going to be the priorities. So these two are actually something that we are seeing a bit more consistent. So it's about the customer experiences, and then the operational excellences, and also the last business race. So the customer satisfaction or customer experiences here has become the priority for Indonesian enterprises. I believe everyone here has been starting to leverage the omni-channel experience, digital commerce, right? for the past 2 years in order for you to actually engage and connect with the customers as well. And then we also hear a bit more about the operational excellence, how the, like the situation of the COVID has emphasized or created a bit more urgency for you to connect with your employees a bit more, and also connect with your partners, suppliers, so everyone in your ecosystem can, can grow together with more fast and also speeds in the market as well. And then we also have the last business rates. So a lot of the things that we have been learning as well for the past 2 years is about how the organizations started to actually create more management into the risk, right? So how to actually make some decision with less business risk as well. So that's something that we have been seeing as well as part of the impacts, right? As part of the conundrum as well after we have been facing the uncertainties for the past 2 years. And one of the things that we have been seeing as well, right, with these threats, we have been seeing such as like challenges as well, the concerns that we are seeing in the market. In average, more than 80% of ASEAN organizations have started to prioritize their investment on digital infrastructure, including cloud, in their resiliency programs, right? In order for them to actually accommodate the business agendas such as like customer experience, operational excellence, and also business resiliency. So this is what we have been seeing as well for the past 2 years. How you guys going into the digital businesses, products, services, digital experiences to connect with your customers, to connect with your employee, to connect with your partners, has been leveraging a bit more and really required a bit more of cloud as a digital infrastructure. So this is something that we have been seeing for the past 2 years, and we're expecting that to be more happening as well as you go through your digital journey as well in the market. And here, one of the things that we have seen as well from the survey, right? So we have been actually doing a couple of more surveys as well for the past 2 years here, especially for this year, because we want to see how the impacts, how the changes, how the trends are going as well in the organizations. And if you can see from my slide here is that there are 2 top IT strategies in Indonesian organizations right now. One is about building the digital infrastructure. So we're expecting a bit more of the growth of the cloud services, the cloud infrastructure, and as a service model here, right? So I think a lot of the cases, and we are hearing more as well, maybe during these sessions today, about the as a service as a new consumption model. So this is something that potentially, and we're expecting to also happen as well for Indonesian organization. A second is the data analytic and business intelligence. So I think, I believe everyone here is agree that moving forward, after you're going into your digital experiences, digital journey, the next step is going to be more about how to enable and optimize your data and also business intelligence. Last but not least, that we have here, that the top 3 here is that the business process automation, including the IoT. So if you can see it from here, right? So the first one is about how to build your digital infrastructure, and including this is from the cloud. And the next one is for you to actually drive more emerging technologies such as like big data and analytic, and also the IoT, for example. So this is something that we are expecting to see as well as part of the IT priorities in the digital transformation strategy for Indonesian enterprises. And one of the things that we always been trying to see as well, right, from the prediction is how the in one of our prediction as well from IDC Futurescape. So every year IDC has always announced and launched our predictions is about the use of the cloud here from the cloud predictions. How we predicted that by 2025 there are 60% of organizations globally that will implement hybrid cloud services, either in a service provider facility or on premises, to respond to performance, security, compliance requirement, and in the market. And for sure, this is something that we also see as well in Indonesia, right? Because again, it relates back to your needs. It relates back to your governance, relates back on your ecosystem as well, based on your digital transformation use cases. So this is something that we're anticipating to also come as well as part of your preferences, as part of options to actually drive digital infrastructure in your organization. And one of the survey here that we have been seeing as well here is about the changes, right? The budget changes, the workloads modernization as well. And this is recently, we have been doing the survey, I think it was finished on July or August 2022. How we are seeing that the enterprises in Indonesia have begun to shift their budgets and workloads from the traditional IT to public cloud services, right? And I think a lot of it is also going to relate back to how fast that you want to achieve as well. So this is something that we are going to see a bit more, how your organizations will create a bit more considerations. Okay, I have this budget for traditional IT for the data centers, and then now I will try to spend more about the workloads to the public cloud services. So this is something that has been happening as well for Indonesian enterprises. And I'm talking, my topic here is about the growth, right? About the economic growth and how cloud has become one of the key drivers of the growth for spending as well. I would say to the business growth as well, especially Indonesia. Why? Because if we're talking about the economic, we're talking about the business growth, it relates back to your digitalization as well, especially if we're talking about digital economy. So I think from the first speakers, we've been hearing about how the government of Indonesia has tried to leverage and focus and prioritize the digital economy, right? And we are seeing from IDC perspective how cloud and digital infrastructure will become the anchor to actually drive it, right? And if you're looking at my spending here, right? So if you're looking at from the orange one, is the total ICT spending for enterprise Indonesia. So we're expecting to reach in 2022 $9 billion US dollars, and it will grow with the CAGR 8.2% by 2026. And if you're looking at from the public cloud, which is in yellow, right? So the total for IaaS, SaaS, and PaaS, for example, in 2022, we estimated to reach 706 million US dollars. And if you're looking at from the contribution, right? So if 2022, we're expecting to have like 7.8% of contribution to ICT spending. In the 2026, it's going to grow as it grows by 24%, and it's a part of the CAGR. So right now, I think from Indonesia perspective, it is go to cloud trend. So where the public cloud continues to grow and contribute to the technology spend and also digital initiative of Indonesian enterprises. So this is something that we have been seeing a lot as enterprises in Indonesia is going into that cloud implementation a bit more right now. And why cloud? I think this is something that a lot of the enterprises going to ask question as well, right? So a lot of Indonesian organizations sometimes ask IDC as well, so I go to the cloud, right? So this is one of the results, one of the answers as well that we have been capturing from our survey. And 74% they're going to the cloud because they feel like they've it is less riskier. So they are part of the security that they feel they can go with it, especially as they go into digital acceleration. Second is about the reliability. 60% of the organization in Indonesia mentioned about reliability. 49% said about the responsiveness. So three of these benefits have been related and dedicated as well to the speed of digital transformation as well in the organization. So this is something that we are seeing that when you're going to the cloud, or maybe not going to cloud, when you're going into digital business, when you're going to drive your digitalization as well, cloud is one of the answers to actually enable and accelerate digital transformation with the secure, reliable, and responsiveness capability that you can provide to your stakeholders. So this is something that we have been seeing as well, right? So I think a lot of here coming from different industries. So I see from the media, logistics, distribution, banking, financial services. You have a lot of different use cases. But when you go into digital business, it's about the speeds, right? So all about the responsiveness, and cloud is able to accommodate that one from our experiences and also from our observation. The challenges that we have seen, right? So I think, again, when it comes to the benefits, there must be challenges, which is something that we have been hearing as well from our when we're talking with the technology buyers in Indonesia, right? For sure, it's about the investment infrastructure, the network latency and data transfer, and the unified monitoring and management that, like become some challenges in how to optimize the use of the cloud as well in your organizations. That's why one of the things that probably at the end of the day that we are going to provide you as a guidance here from IDC is that how you work closely with the technology vendors that you trust with, understand about the planning, right? Talking with your stakeholders as well to understand, so you exactly know how to map your cloud strategy as well in your digital transformation journey. And this one is maybe the future looks, right? So I don't know if you guys can see it. So this is one of the things that we have been advocating as well about digital infrastructure. So at the end of the day here, we're talking about the incremental technology, but what we are expecting to see is about the transformational technology that will completely reshape the market. And one of the key drivers is about the emergence of technologies such as like artificial intelligence. So if you're expecting as well what's the future, what is going to be happening as well on top of the cloud is about how cloud becomes a foundation for the enhanced and also emerging technologies, including from the artificial intelligence perspective, such as like AI ops, something like that. And again, if you're looking at from the outlook perspective, it's all about the hybrid and multi-cloud management that we are expecting to see. We are also seeing about the application modernization that you are going to see as well as you're going through the digital environment and digital ecosystem, and as a service as well as part of the constant operating model in your IT environment. So these three something that we are seeing as part of the outlook that you expect to see as well in your cloud journey. So this is my last slide. So hopefully I can share to you the core drivers as well and enabling the trends as well from the technology of the cloud. But something that I would like to also emphasize as well to audiences here when it comes to cloud. Cloud is one of the digital infrastructure as the foundation of digital infrastructure. It is something becomes not only a technology, so it's part of the fundamental that you probably would like to emphasize and consider as well when you go into the digital transformation journey. And the key guidance for you, one is about focus on your cloud adoption strategy. We would like to emphasize as well for you to take action now before it's too late, because again, if you're talking about your business environment, if you're talking about your ecosystem right now, your customers, I think I would like to say about your customers, they need some speeds, they want to have reliable service from you, and cloud is one of the enablers that you probably would like to think in your digital infrastructure. We would like to suggest as well for you to collaborate actively with your business units on cloud requirements, so you know exactly how to manage your workloads and prioritize your workloads in your cloud infrastructure. Second is about optimized cloud infrastructure with cloud management capabilities, and consider about the multi-cloud layer. So we are expecting to see that you're not only going to use one cloud solutions, but going to use multi-cloud solutions. So provide that cloud operation management is going to be important as well. And of course, with the multitude of dynamic platforms, the automated platform as well, something that you can consider too. Last but not least, it's about continue the speed and the depth of cloud and digital infrastructure by engaging with the strategic vendors as well. So this is something that we are recommending as well for you to actually how to optimize the cloud infrastructure here by working with your key partners. You know, because again, it's all about the digital infrastructure innovations, the consumption models optimization as well, and again, we also consider about the autonomous operations that we'll be taking into account in your digital infrastructure journey. That's all from my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it is useful. Thank you so much.
Ms. Mevira Munindra, thank you. Up next, we invite the CTO of Ict Network, Mr. Bagus Setiawan, who will talk about Cloud Native Elevates the online media experience for 200 million Indonesians. Please welcome Mr. Bagus Setiawan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Thank you for Huawei teams for having me here in the conference. So today I'm going to share you about our journey with Huawei Cloud and how Cloud Native help us in providing the best online media experience for our users and customers. Okay. Before we start, I'm going to give you a little bit introduction about the Ict Network. Probably some of you aren't aware about what is the Ict Network. So the Ict Network is started as thetic.com in 1998, and we got acquired by the Citicorp 30 years later. And in 2019, we decided to form the Ict Network. So yeah, the Ict Network is an online media network that consists of the Tic.com, cnindonesia.com, cnbcindonesia.com, Hai Bunda, Insert Life, Female Daily, Beauty Indonesia, and our newest media is cxomedia.id. So yeah, we are the biggest online media network in Indonesia. We have the Tick.com, who ranks #1 on Indonesian online media industry category, and based on the similar web report on September 2022. And CNBC Indonesia also ranked #1 in finance online media category based on a Comscore report. And we have the CNN Indonesia as the most trusted media in Indonesia based on Reuters Institute report on 2020 and 2021. And as the biggest and the most popular online media network, we also been given task by our chairman, Bapak Hairul Tanjung, to not just becoming the best online media, but also to go beyond media. Because we know that conveying media, conveying news is one of our expertise, but we know for a fact that we can help our clients and customers in reaching and retaining customers, from raising awareness, recognizing their interests, and retarget customers, up to increasing engagement level to products and brands. And we also aim for our customer to be able to do the transaction in the TIC network. So with all the growth we have so far, we noticed that there are things that we need to pay attention more, like business innovation. Business innovation, from what we learned, we need to have some kind of like instant and flexible infrastructure provisioning. Instant means that every innovation needs to have its infrastructure in the exact moment and the right time. And flexible means that we need to be able to resize the infrastructure size based on the business itself. And we know that for us who probably because we started in 1998 where the infrastructure is not as good as we have right now, we used to manage our infrastructure is very conventionally. So we learned that the more bigger the infrastructure is, the more harder we do the operation and the maintenance process. And with the recent pandemic, we've been pushed to do every technology implementation with more efficient and effective way. And yeah, we know that with all of those challenges, we cannot do this ourselves. So we look for a partner, of course, with several other conditions. So one of the conditions is we want to grasp the advantage of having cloud hybrid infrastructures. By means that we just want to extend our current infrastructures kind of like seamlessly. We don't want to have a new infrastructure that's separated with the current one. And probably we want this infrastructure directly compatible with our existing system. I just want to deploy and go live without having needing a time to redevelop the system and port or migrate the system. And the last thing probably is a very simple clause, and already mentioned by Mr. Jackie about local support. And this is also my requirements. I need a local support team that can act as our internal team. And also, we can communicate with them directly, like using our Slack or WhatsApp groups. And this one last thing, I need for them to be able to speak Indonesian. I have quite an experience about this language barrier. I'm not a well-spoken English myself, but sometimes this language barrier can output some misunderstanding and kind of like lengthen the whole process itself. And then, yeah, we met with Huawei Cloud. Our first use case with the Huawei Cloud is the live streaming platform. At the pandemic time, with the recent pandemic, we have a double demand on this live streaming platform. We have almost everything from seminars, conference, product activations, online shoppings, not to mention online collaboration with our TV networks, like the one that we have right now. We are collaborating with the CNN Indonesia. And at the time, we told Huawei Indonesia that these are our challenges. We want to have an extra bandwidth. Usually we have a dedicated bandwidth for online media. And I think the dedicated online bandwidth itself is the biggest for an online media in Indonesia. Because we own our own ISP company. But still, it's not enough for us. We need an extra bandwidth for it. Also, we have a very custom live streaming platform that we already customized it for over 10 years, probably. And for that, I don't want to break any workflows. I just want to, like I said earlier, I just want to go deploy and go live. And sorry. Okay, then Huawei accept this challenge. And the biggest event we had so far is the 2022 Mandalika MotoGP event, which we live stream throughout the TIC network. At the time we have, just to the event, we have 1.9 million users and roughly around 700 to 750,000 concurrent live streaming users. And we noticed that there are barely no technical complaints on that event. And I'm confidently to say that there are zero downtime at a time. And based on that success, we're currently in the stage of evaluating the Huawei Cloud Stack on our on-premise infrastructures. With this, we expect more on providing the cloud features on our on-premise infrastructures. We want to have an enhanced operation and maintenance process. We want to have a hybrid capabilities, not just with the existing infrastructures, but also with other cloud platforms. And we're all, the news of security breaches, data leakages that happens lately, we want to have the best of security system available for our infrastructures. And I think just 2 days ago, I just received a very shocking news about one of our portal is reported having data leakage, but thankfully it was a scam. But we still stay alert and stay committed by following the process compliance itself and providing the tools and the right team for the process. So yeah, currently we're still working tightly with the Huawei team, and we are looking forward for more collaboration in the future. I think that's a wrap from the TIC Network. And thank you for having me here, and see you on the next event. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bagus Setiawan. Sharing about cloud native elevates the online media experience for 200 million Indonesians. And now, please join me in welcoming Mr. Aditya Windarwo, Business Director of Bank Neo Commerce, to give his speech titled New Value Creation with Digital Bank. Please welcome Bapak Aditya Windarwo.
Good afternoon, selamat siang semuanya. I will mix a bit of English and Bahasa given the audience to give better understanding of what I'm going to say here. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about the story about the digital bank transformation and how Huawei and Huawei Cloud supported us along the way. So we see the landscape of the digital market in Indonesia. I started 2007, 2010, some of you knows Kaskus is the community-based online trading, and then it's before e-commerce. So the Tokopedia, Lazada, it was emerged during around 2010 and 2014, and continue to the ride-hailing, such as Grab, Gojek. I remember that 2012, I'm using Gojek still call using a phone. And 2014, finally, they used the application for the ride-hailing. And then after that, there's some development in on the payment industry for the Doku, GoPay, Dana, Aku-Laku, and there's along the way, there's a health tech, agricultural, education, and now digital banks. And what is the digital banks as we know today in Indonesia? If you know that maybe 5, 7 years back, if we talk about banking, we talk about the credit risk, we talk about the profitability, but now we talk about the big data. We talk about the design thinking, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, big data, and so on and so forth. So this is how we transform from the very conventional bank to a total digital bank. So this is, the pandemic also have given the changes in the society on their behavior, doing their things, doing the financial, doing their lives, yeah. And based on the data, the ATM transaction has been gone down substantially from 24% to 11.5% during 2019 to 2021. Also, the branch interaction or the human interaction through the branches for the banking services has gone down from 2% to 0.5%. And the digital transaction through mobile internet banking has gone up quite substantially from 66% to 88%. And the value of the digital transaction increased dramatically during that period. For the e-money transaction from the before, during the 2 years or 1.5 years, is about 360 trillion rupiah, and the e-commerce transaction is more than 500 trillion rupiah. So this is how we see the bank before the digitalization. This the landscape and how we see the segmentation on the bankable, the underbanked, and underserved customer within the Southeast Asia, including Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, including Indonesia. So if you see that only 25%, probably less than 25% is a bankable segment in that Southeast Asia now. So we want to have that segment, we want to serve that segment, the underbanked and underserved, to be part of the digitalization using our platform and applications. This is the 3 main reasons why people don't like banks before. They perceive banks as expensive. There's a gap in the communication and how you dress as a banker and a customer. So you don't really like to go to the bank before, but these days, I think if you see most of the bank, they don't have long queuing in the branches. Some of them using the application, some of them using the other platform, the digital platform, to do and to perform the transaction. So this end-to-end digitalization try to bring more convenient, more simplification on the financial transaction, banking transaction, and beyond that through the lifestyle of the people. This is how we introduce the value of digital bank as per Indonesia taste. We offer the flexibility for the fast opening account turnaround time. We have the flexible products. We have many features, and we are really look at the beginning, actually, the bonus demography of the country population. We are so focused on the young generation, the new jobbers, the millennial, because we believe that in the 5 years, 7 years ahead, there will be the one that can rule the economy, and we want to nurture that segment and to grow with us with the bank newcomers. As we speak now, we have 25 million downloads with 18.5 million customers. 18.5 million customers, meaning the one that KYC to open the account. That was the July data. But as of September, our customer is 19.6 million users. We launched this application actually on March 2021. So it's less than 2 years. We got almost more than 19, almost 20 million. I spoke to the colleague in the table from the big banks. I asked how many customers they have. They said around 20 million. So mostly in Indonesia, the big bank has 20 to 30 million customers. But they acquired those customers through the period of time, through the heavy investment in infrastructures, in the branches, in the ATMs. So the thing is, if we can get, let's say we close this year with 20 to 22 million users, I can be as big as they are, but I can operate in way more efficient, because less branches, almost no branches, less people, and rely on the system. And if you're a bank newcomers customer, you can see that we are many times we are on top charts for the download in the iOS or the Google Play Store. Okay, so what's the difference that between the conventional bank and the digital bank? So this one that comes to play that the data is the main driver or the key engine to the bank. Before, the traditional bank, they have multiple process, they have more repetition. In the digital bank, we have more direct process, we have a faster connection, we have more simplification process. And we try to keep it simple in terms of product and proposition, and we embrace that we call it the open banking service or open banking models. That means that the customer can do the transaction, can interact to the interconnection with other application for the banking transaction, and also customer data with a more faster turnaround time and more secure. And this how the Huawei supporting us and comes in play. We try to move from traditional banking through the totally digital banking to end-to-end. From before, as we know, the old core banking system for the transaction, as we move to what currently now we call it maybe the first or the 1.5 phase before we move to total digital bank. We want to be later on to be cloud native to serve different segment. We start with the individual segment. We sort of figure it out on how to get many users efficiently in very short period of time. And moving to cloud native, it will give us the seamless scalability. It cut off the process. It will have the agile iteration and the precise user touch. So, like before, maybe you can handle 1 million of users for take days, but now takes probably hours or probably a couple of seconds. And also, more complex products such as SME loan, the housing loan, daily interest accrual, and other product in more faster. And 10,000 TPS, tips per second, based on cloud supporting real-time analysis of user data. So, as we see now, we do believe, and I personally believe that we are moving to the right direction. So this is the future of the banking and financial transaction. Started from open banking, leads to open finance. It will lead to the underserved, the underbanked of the society to be more digital savvy, to be more open to the financial literacy and the digital inclusion. I think that's it from now. I'm very happy actually to have a discussion for you all, but since there's no Q&A, but I will be stay here if there's any question. Thank you very much. Have a good the rest of the day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Mr. Aditya Windarwo, Business Director of Bank Neo Commerce. For the next speaker, we have Mr. Subhan Novianda, CEO, Cargo Share, part of Antareja Group. Let's hear his interesting speech titled Accelerating Digital Transformation in Indonesia Logistic Industry. Please welcome Mr. Subhan Novianda.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's cheer up a bit. I'll give you some questions. Anyone here who likes shopping in marketplace? Maybe you could scream if you could. Yes, a lot, yes. Everyone likes shopping. By the way, could you download your goods into your handphone? Cannot, right? So there is somebody that need to take the goods from the shop, from the seller, bring it to the fulfillment center, and bring it to your door. So the goods cannot moving. That's why the logistics, that's why we need supply chain and logistics. Another question, interesting question. Anyone here who likes shopping but needs free delivery? Free ongkir? Wow, lots. Everyone like BO ya? Bukan yang itu, tapi bebas ongkir. Jangan salah ngomong nih saya nih, bahaya. Okay, so today, my name is Subhan from Cargo Share. Today, I will share with you how we able to serve you to make logistics better, faster, and cheaper with our advanced technology powered by HUAWEI Cloud. Let's do it. So we are a digital supply chain company, 4PL, that helps our shipper and transporter to do logistics more effectively by advanced technology and services. So we serve end-to-end supply chain, all the value chain from importing, domestic supplier, manufacturing, distributor, or even retail outlet until the end consumer through our technology like transport management system, the back office, ERP, and the transport marketplace that we have. The core of it is our control tower that able to control end-to-end of the good movement. So basically two things in what we do. We empower and orchestrating the whole party, all parties into one single integrated logistic ecosystem. And then we try to matching between what shippers orders with the available capacity of the transporter. That's what we do. That we do. So what is the problem that we solve? On the shipper side, basically, logistics is very costly, mahal katanya, and difficult to manage the operation. Yes, it might be easy if you have only, let's say, 5 to 10 trucks, but if you have thousands, hundreds of trucks, might be difficult. Although, maybe you need as well to need to tracing. If you buy, let's say, from Tokopedia, and you buy the last thing that you have, then you say you will monitor, oh, the goods are already picked up, the goods are come to Jakarta, the goods are on the latest destination of hub, then you will very eager to know where the goods will come, because that's why you need to trace that one. And then as a seller, or as the shipper who own the goods, who sell the goods, we would like sometimes not only send the big thing, but also partial shipment with the affordable price. So everything between the needs, the volume, and the cheaper cost. In another side, from the transporter side, many transporter, basically one who have trucks in Indonesia, mostly they do very manual. They do have difficulties to integrate process from operation, from starting execution into the billing, and then they require a technology, but the cost and barriers in implementing technology is very high. The cost of implementation of a transport management system is very high. That's why this is the challenge. And the last one, I think, is they're also required to increase the fleet utilization in order to create more business. That's why both sides, shipper and the transporter, looking a partner for that have comprehensive technology, who understand logistics very well, and as well that they, the partner who have logistic operations. So like mind, body, and soul. That's why we come up with solution, basically the two solutions. First, we have a logistic technology, but also we have the services, the professional service to implement it. And another arm is we have a logistic operation services, the managed transport services with a lot of thousands of trucks. All the facility, the resources, and the entity, we combine it into one logistic ecosystem. So we, based on that ecosystem, we're able to help you in terms of export or import, or doing certain transportation within supplier to manufacturing, or doing the primary distribution from manufacturing to distributor, or secondary transportation from distributor to outlet into up to the customer. So the whole end-to-end we cover through our logistic ecosystem. We have around, I think, 2,000 fleet trucks, big and small, and we have around at least 3,000 drivers with 10,000 shipments a day. And you got certain time during specifically the peak season, we're able to ship around 2.5 million package a day. That's huge. The core of it is our transportation management software as a service, where with this software, we're able to help you doing the pre-shipment, planning, execution, monitoring, event management until the post shipment. This will be end-to-end. There is no benefit if we only doing the transportation without able to do the build. So through our technology, we help our transporter to do pre-shipment until the building processes. Through our technology, of course, there is the TMS web, driver apps, and the dashboard and GPS services. Yeah, this is a part of our customer, direct and indirect. One thing that I would like to share with you, what's really happened right now. The logistics are disrupted, transforming with the cloud. The rapid growth of e-commerce, thank you, you bought many things from the e-commerce. It creates a significantly investment into logistics. Because if logistics without technology is just like a very hard activity. But logistics to be smart, that's why we invest on the first-class IT-enabled and multifunctional logistic services. The core of it is actually to streamline the supply chain from production to transportation to warehousing and distribution. And that's why we require a very sophisticated transportation, technology, and data services. In our experience, we really needed to explore and more technology to help us. Although might be not optimal yet, but we really believe that without technology, logistics is just a labor. That's why we come to technology. One thing that I also like to share that anyone here who waiting for a big discount during the the promo events like 88 or 99. Anyone who like? Yes, many people. Thank you. Thank you for that because they want to make our business growing very fast. Like double date, like special demo, like waktu Indonesia belanja. Wah, bukan waktu Indonesia bagian barat ya, waktu Indonesia belanja. That one, it grows our business. But as well, our infrastructure, we need able to catch up with that growth. We, frankly speaking, I would say that at the beginning we are a bit struggle because our database are, centralized. That's why we changed, thanks to Huawei, to have a scalable distributed database. So we able to become a zero downtime and better performance. That's the things. It doesn't mean that there is no problem. Yes, still have. But thank you again to the team that able to help us to respond it very fast and to solve the problem very fast. So a bit hassle-free, like last night we have an issue, but then in the morning we able to solve it very quickly. The end-to-end support from Huawei, my personal experience is very good. It's not the something that we really want to do, but actually the real thing that we have, again, thank you for the Huawei. And our focus is, our aim is, we like to focus just over business. Let other friends, Huawei, help us in managing the Huawei clouds. We also thinking bigger. We start engaging with regional team and the headquarters, try to see other possibility. We have some regular meeting, we have a joint planning, and also the important is also, of course, the go-to-go market strategy. So the last word that I would say, it might be tomorrow, I need to wear the sunglasses. Why? Because the future is so bright. Thank you very much. Subhan from Cargo Share.
Thank you so much, Mr. Subhan Novianda, the CEO of Cargo Share, part of Antar Aja Group. Thank you so much for sharing us your interesting speech for accelerating digital transformation in Indonesia logistics industry. Up next, please give a big round of applause for Mr. Jonathan Cho as Vice President of Huawei Cloud Computing Marketing Department. He will talk about Huawei Cloud Indonesia new product. Let's welcome Jonathan Cho.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I think we may have jumped to the most exciting part of this event. Just as Mr. Savato mentioned, let's talk about something which is not in our mission or vision, but something lies in our blood, the innovation. Over the past centuries, the technology innovation has been the major driving force of the leaping productivity, which brings us the ultimate experience, the higher efficiency, and business innovation. The ultimate experience, nowadays, with the Face ID technology, you can enjoy the self-boarding service within seconds for each step. The high efficiency in our manufacturing, all the production can be fully automated. A latest Huawei mobile phone can be produced within 28.5 seconds. A business innovation, the online car hailing process has been simplified from cruising, car and passenger search, and other 4 offline steps into 2 online steps. Innovation has always been the lifeblood and DNA of Huawei Cloud. In 2021, our R&D expense was over $22.4 billion. we were ranking #2 on the European Industrial R&D scoreboard. We hope to empower you with the latest cloud tech. Choose Huawei Cloud for your digital journey. You can have the innovation at your fingertips. Today, we are here to launch 4 aspects of our innovation. First, the cloud-native innovation. Cloud-native has always been the key element of our strategy, which has been widely used in almost all industries in the China market. In Asia Pacific, the ASEAN CF survey showed that over 81% enterprises are adapting cloud native. Sina, the China's largest online social platform, use our cloud native for quick scalability, dealing with over 50 traffic bursts per year. Changsha, a top city in central China with 10 million population, which is similar to Jakarta, use our cloud native to set up a 24-hour digital government for better public service. We think cloud native has been the common choice. Without cloud native, there will be no digitalization or intelligence. This is why we would like to introduce you the CC Turbo, a revolutionary cloud container cluster. CC Turbo allows you to build container clusters to build your modern applications with all-round acceleration in computing, networking, scheduling, and scaling. With the full acceleration, the CC Turbo brings you a great increase in performance and also a great decrease in costs, especially in rush hours or burst flows in e-commerce or the social networking, in big data and AI jobs with heavy computing tasks, and also for live streaming. Furthermore, in order to satisfy the multi-cloud management, we bring you UCS, the world's first distributed cloud-native service. UCS can not only manage the container from Huawei Cloud, but also the container from the third party, from the third cloud service vendors. It can not only manage the container from the central region, but also from the edge side. Huawei has deployed our internal travel system, which serving over 170,000 employees on UCS, which enable us to update the application from branches worldwide within minutes, increasing the efficiency with over 10 times. Now we come to the second innovation, the data innovation. With the growth of the digital economy, the data volume is increasing at an astonishing speed, with a CAGR of over 36% from 2020 to 2030. An autonomous vehicle generates 64 terabits data per day. A digital and unmanned factory, the daily production data reaches 1 terabits. A large enterprise like Huawei ourselves, we have 10 terabits transactional data and 40 terabits analytical data generated in our IT system. A smart city with over 2,000 channel video generates 8 terabits data per day. The data increases every day and has become a key asset for all enterprises and organizations. This is why we present you the Dws Database, the financial class database. Our research in database started in 2007, which is 15 years ago. Today, we level it up with 3 new features: the serverless, regionless, and modeless. The serverless makes elastic scaling and lossless switchover. The regionless enables the global database availability across regions. The third one is the modeless, which means we can handle both OLTP and OLAP workloads. Now, let's move to the second data innovation. The data lake house for real-time data provisioning. The data lake house includes 2 products. The first one is the MRS. The MRS provides multiple components covering from the real-time data ingestion, the real-time update, and real-time self-service. Our unique computing and service decoupling technology improves the performance up to 30%, which dramatically reduces the data processing time compared with the traditional data lake. Another one is the DWS. DWS is the world's real-time, high available data, cloud data warehouse, which has been widely used, especially in the financial industry in Korea. With ultra-large scalability of the DWS, we can have up to 2,048 nodes and terabits of data. With DWS, the world's largest bank, the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, built the world's largest financial database, which for 13,000 analysts working concurrently, reducing the inquiry time from 5 hours to 1.5 minutes. The serverless capability of the DWS will soon be launched. Now, let's turn our lens to artificial intelligence. The AI had been applied to the core production system and the main business process. Let me give you some examples. The Tianjin Airport, one of the world's largest ports, used AI for intelligent planning, makes it possible to plan through tens of millions of variables in order to develop a global plan within seconds and update it in real time. The Conch Cement, one of the largest cement manufacturers in the world, which also having branches here in Jakarta, once need 32 workers to adjust 124 parameters every 30 minutes. Now, with AI, only 4 workers are needed, cutting the power consumption by 6%, saving over $10 million each year. Another example is for the drug medicine. A hospital in China used our AI drug design service, reducing from years to months to 1 month to develop a new broad-spectrum antibiotic drug. In order to make AI affordable, effective, and reliable, today we bring you the Pangu Foundation model, which makes AI application at scale. Usually, the same AI model does not work in different scenarios. You will need to train the new model for the new applications, which means more time, more money, and more difficulty. Foundation models address this problem. Our Pangu foundation model are pre-trained with hundreds of millions of parameters and have been widely used in pharmaceutical, the finance, electricity, the coal mining, and etc. Today, we present you the new Pangu wave model, which is a model for real-time and precise wave prediction. We are currently working with GT to build a national marine AI platform for Indonesia. The model will be used for the ocean disaster forecast, the navigation, saving guardian ships and travels, saving human lives. Now we come to the media innovation. Back to 1878, the birth of the world's first video has provided a brand new form of entertainment for all humankind. When it comes to 2009, with the rapid development of virtual and 3D, people first experienced the combination of reality and virtual in cinema. The famous movie, Avatar. I believe most of us have seen the movie. Now, with 5G, the real-time streaming, we are able to join a fitness from anywhere with 40 million of concurrent audience. In the future, with the digital twins, AR, VR, computer graphics, we are now stepping into an era of metaverse. That is why today we bring you the Meta Studio, a cutting-edge digital content production pipeline. Meta Studio provides 5 types of services: the model creation, the asset management, the content editor, the physical simulation, and cloud rendering. Mango TV, one of the largest media platforms in China, developed a digital host, Xiaoyang. With Meta Studio, the efficiency of an animation production has been increased more than 3 times. Another thing is, no professional equipment is required. By only using a RGB camera capture, we can save millions of dollars each year. The cute baby, the HUAWEI Cloud Yunbao, which at the opening dance is also powered by our Meta Studio. We think both the traditional television or the new media can adapt Meta Studio to improve the digital content effectively. Those excellent content needs to be delivered fast and efficiently. This is why today we bring you the global low latency live service. Usually, the end-to-end delay for a 4K or 2K live broadcast is less than 3 seconds, and the first frame time is less than 500 milliseconds. We are able to reduce the end-to-end delay less than 800 milliseconds. What does that mean? That means when you are watching a football match, when you are watching the World Cup, you have already started cheering, while your neighbors who is using the normal or the traditional live are still waiting for the goal. That is the low latency live. Also, our bit rate can be reduced by up to 40% generally at the same quality. In the weak network environment, our anti-weak network technology can adaptively locate the optimal matching point to improve the real-time watching experience. Furthermore, with over 2,800 sitting nodes covering more than 130 countries and regions, we are able to provide the global acceleration with the bandwidth over 150 terabits, which means you can have the low latency live service almost anywhere in the world. At HUAWEI Cloud, we are committed to innovate for our customers, for our partners, for our developers, and even for all mankind. So which is in our blood. We hope to provide everything as a service, bring innovation to all your fingertips. That's all for my sharing today. Thank you.
Thank you for Mr. Jonathan Cho. Now, please join us in welcoming Mr. Leo Chang as Chief Digital Officer Huawei Asia Pacific. Please give him a big round of applause.
Good morning. Welcome to our very first HUAWEI Cloud Summit. Thank you very much for taking your time out today. I know it's been a very long day. But I want to thank you even more because I do want you the undivided attention for the next 20 minutes on what I'm about to share, Huawei Spark. But the good news is I'm the last speaker between now and your lunchtime. And you can relax a little bit because I'm not sharing anything technical. So just relax, chilling out a little bit. Now, what is a Huawei Spark? So let me explain what Huawei Spark is. Huawei Spark is a startup acceleration program that HUAWEI Cloud launched in late 2020. Our mission is to build and contribute to the social and digital prosperity of Asia by building a very vibrant startup ecosystem. So my name is Leo Zhang. I'm the Chief Digital Officer of HUAWEI Cloud, but also the founder of this program. And I think in terms of our statement, what's probably going through your mind is such a big and bold statement, but what exactly do you do? So let me use a metaphor of Formula One to explain to you. So I'm a big fan of Formula One because it represents the fastest auto race in the world. It's also the highest level of competition in terms of science, technology, teamwork. There's only 10 teams supported by 10 chassis manufacturers who are competing on F1 championship globally. And you can almost say all the professional drivers want to race into F1. But there's only 20 drivers who can actually compete, two drivers per team. So from my opinion, the startups are the drivers. The startups are competing to become the next unicorn. And what do we do in HUAWEI Cloud and HUAWEI Spark? We power them to become the best team that they can be by racing at the highest level that there is. That's what we do. But how do we do it? We provide the right car, which is Huawei Tech. I think Jonathan has shared an awful lot of details about HUAWEI Cloud. I won't go into the details of that. But also, we've been the right team for all the startups, which is why we're building a very, very large ecosystem. And today, what I'm about to share is I want to share with you the snapshot of what we've been through in the last 2 years, the behind-the-scenes stories, but also the mechanics of behind the Spark, what make them more successful, and what make you more successful. So hopefully, by the end of this presentation, you feel motivated, you feel inspired to join Huawei Spark, and also become our partner. So let's go. Huawei Spark today is operating in Asia, as well as in Latin America. With our imminent launch in 3 more markets, Europe, Africa, and Middle East, we are truly global ecosystem. And behind this footprint, what you see is our very tight collaboration with our ecosystem partners, starting from government agency, from Hong Kong, moving down to Singapore, now coming down here in Indonesia. We have already built a very close relationship with the government agency. On top of that, we also built a very large venture capital network. At the end of the day, they provide the blood for you to, I guess, to grow the money. Obviously, we can't achieve that overnight. So, and I remember I started this job, we launched the program in August 2020. The first question that my boss asked me is, what is your first priority? And obviously, we have no startups, so the priority is quite obvious. You know, we've got to look for startups. So in August 2020, we launched Spark Ignite Global Startup Competition. And to my big surprise, within a couple of months, we received over 500 applications globally. And that number grew the following year. We see 80%, 50% growth to 800 plus. And this year, we see a staggering number of 1,500 startups from 120s all apply into our program. That made us the biggest startup competition in Asia. And what I think you want to pay more attention is this footprint. I want you to look into this map, which should, hopefully, shows the top 10 participating countries in our competition. And if you look at these names, I am quite surprised, pleasantly surprised to see some of these names. Indonesia is there. Indonesia is in our top 5. What it shows to me, and what I started thinking is, what's the motivation for the startup to come for our competition? What do they need? What do they want? And it's quite clear at the end, I conclude, what startup really care is your own growth, and it's the visibility and innovation. And that really resonates with what Spark mission is, you know, to foster that innovation, that diversity. And speaking of diversity, we know and we're seeing there is a, I guess, not as balanced in the gender equality within the founder community, but we've seen improvement over time. So this year, we see 22% of founders are female founders. That's nearly double from 2020. So I do want to shout out to the women in tech and the female founders for stepping up the game and also changing this paradigm. Well done, guys. So we have now built this portfolio of more than 100 very top-notch startups. Many of them have gone through a Spark Accelerator program, and a handful of them have actually raised more than $50 million in the last 12 months. Not bad if you ask me. And also with our action, with our traction, we have actually gained a bit of attention, a bit of recognition. Not something we want, but it does feel good and feel nice to have. So this year, Spark is being recognized as by the Singapore Business Review for the Technology Excellence Award. I think we also inspired the Singapore government enough that they've given us a grant to launch a new program to incubate, to support the early stage startups. And the HUAWEI Cloud is the only public cloud service provider in the government list for providing such service. So that's, in short, is our journey. And I want to just show you their journey, our founders' journey, who've been with Spark. So Scientist is a software, a SaaS-based platform that identifies security vulnerability on any application using open source software. So I met them in October 2020. You know, I saw a very strong product pitch, you know, when Liu Yang who pitched to me, because we see the product, we understand the software is eating the world, but the other part is that open source software is eating the software itself. So there's no doubt there's a strong product fit for this. But I also see a very strong founder, a very committed team who want to work with us. They just don't know how to better commercialize their product. So what we did is we put them on a Spark program. In the following 12 months, their life has completely changed. They've been on a fast lane. To start with, they got introduced to Huawei PaaS product team. And then that wasn't easy. After doing rounds of POC testing, Huawei eventually became the anchor client. This year, they also see the need of open source management platform. And then they came to us. At the same time, HUAWEI Cloud is building our developer ecosystem. These are the future. These are the foundation of our digital economy. So together we see this strong synergy. We're now scaling and building developer community across Asia together. And the next story, just before I tell the next story, I want to change the gear a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about Huawei Cloud. I think today we're launching the very first 3AZ in October. Huawei Cloud as a service at a global level, we are the youngest public cloud provider at a global scale. That means we are the youngest kid on this block, which also means that there's a lot of catching up work to do. And I've been in this program for 2 years, and I've been running in the cloud business for 2 years. I feel like running cloud is like running ultra-long marathon. It's hard in a very difficult terrain. And I believe this something about marathon, about running, I really like, so I want to share it with you. So it goes like, if you want to run fast, you run alone. But if you want to run far, you run together. So for us, we've been simply on a hunt to look for people who can run with us. So when we meet with Santian, another startup who is in Singapore, they provide AI microservices, SaaS-based. And what we do at Huawei Cloud, we very much focus on perfecting our underlying infrastructure and platform as a service. Very strong synergy. I went to Chris with a proposition, basically, I can make your service available to our customers. And then he clicked. And it didn't take too long. The next step we did is they put us on a vigorous product testing to ensure Huawei Cloud can provide a better, hopefully better, on par, and better service. And we're spending months doing testing, comparing with the current incumbent cloud service provider. Eventually, we'll prevail because we have better processing time. In the meantime, we'll put them on a go-to-market expansion plan. We're taking them to a different market in Thailand, here in Indonesia. They actually just closed a very large deal with a regional giant fintech firm in Indonesia. So you see startups and the founders. I really think you, and I see you, as the architecture for tomorrow. But we both know even the best architecture need people, need help to make your dream come true, to make your blueprint a reality. And that's what we do. At the Huawei Cloud and at the Huawei Spark, we will build you out. At Huawei Cloud, it's more about helping you to build a better product. And how do we do it? So I want to just give you some personal view at Huawei Cloud. In my opinion, Huawei Cloud is the only public cloud service that provides you and developers with access to two very distinctive ecosystems. Number one is your cloud app ecosystem, whether it's B2B or B2C. Number two is your consumer and mobile device ecosystem. So I want to give you a little bit more detail. In terms of Huawei Cloud ecosystem, let's look at Huawei Dev Cloud. Dev Cloud is our one-stop shop DevOps development platform that provides everything you need for software development. And if you look at today, I think there's many people shared about digital transformation. Almost everyone is trying to adopt DevOps practice, but it's difficult. It's difficult because the tool that you use for DevOps is challenging. And there's two parts to use that tool, two challenges of using that tool. Number one, there is intimidating number of tools out there. Too many, like which one do I use? And if you happen to choose one, they only focus on a very small part of the development lifecycle. And if you look at this development lifecycle, it's long. And the second part of the problem is there's the lack of automation. So in Huawei Cloud, and when we develop Dev Cloud, we really put this end-to-end journey in mind. Every step of the way, we actually create a stack of solution for the developers. So whether you are product managers or Scrum Masters who are trying to manage your requirements, pass on to your DevOps team, your developers, you can use Project Man. And if you're a developer yourself, you need a place to host your code. That's a code hub. You can use our tool to build a software package, release it, launch it, fully automated, seamlessly to Huawei Cloud in production environment. Isn't that beautiful? I loved it. With that kind of capability, we gained market share in China. We've also been recognized by IDC being the most influential DevOps tools out there, and also by the greater community, greater ops community in China. But we're now in China. I fully recognize that. And today is more about Indonesia. So the good news is DevCloud is now available in international market. So if you scan the QR code right here, you can try it today. You can experience it. And the good news also is if you're a team that has less than 10 developers, you can use it for free. Amazing. Now, I want to talk about the next one. I think I'm too fast, or maybe the computer is too slow for me. All right. Okay, HMS Core. What is HMS? HMS stands for Huawei Mobile Services. HMS Core, in a simple term, is the development platform for application developers, mobile application developers, to create and better your mobile application. There's two things that are very unique about HMS Core. Number one, it provides this device-level SDK. I promise I'm not going to talk about anything technical, so I will try not to, and I will not. Basically, with this, you can create mobile application across a wide range of mobile devices. Could be your phone, could be your tablet, could be your watch, even to your car. And then you pack that with our cloud capability. You can launch that application to millions of devices out there in no time. And for the smart people, what people care about these days, right? We are competing for people's attention. We want new digital experience. So with this kind of capability, you can think about different scenarios that you have. A better way of working, a better way of traveling, a better way of spending time with your family. So this is what the power of HMS Core can give it to you. Today, HMS Core is deployed to over 700 million devices. We have more than 200,000 applications running on it. And if you're a developer, you're thinking about integrating HMS Core with your application, it only takes 3 days. So let me repeat. In less than 3 days, you can integrate one application, make it available on the cloud, 700 devices, million devices out there. So scan the QR code to find out more. So would that be all? We just help you to build a better product. Is that the battle that we want to fight? I guess not, right? Because that's half the battle. What about the other half of the battle? Everyone here who has, including ourselves, gone through that journey of a starting up to a scale up to become enterprise. What is the most common challenge for all startups today in Southeast Asia? Anyone want to guess? It's the scaling. Scaling is hard. Scaling beyond your home country is harder. Indonesia have this, I guess, blessing because it's a big country. 207 million is a big market, but not many other countries in Southeast Asia have such advantage. So in Huawei Spark, we help you to scale beyond your home country. How do we do it? With our go-to-market program, Go China, Go Asia, and Go Global, we take you beyond your home country. Every single startup who's selling to enterprise knows how difficult to close your first MNC or enterprise client, to build a pipeline, qualified pipeline, open a conversation, move that conversation to a POC, eventually conceal as a production deal. That's hard. So with our Spotfire program, as I hinted with some case studies, that's what we do to help you to speed up, streamline the process. And also, finally, everybody needs to build a much longer runway, especially for the startups. Fundraising is imminent. We help you to fundraise, which is why we built a very large VC network. Last year, we also seen many startups in our portfolio start working with each other. And now we really think there is a great synergy between startups. They can co-create, they can cross-sell, they can cross-pollinate. And that's powerful. So we launched a new program called Startups for Startups this year, just to help the startup to help each other. So to make it simple, you can become each other's client. You can refer your client to each other. You can do co-creation. That's the power of Startups for Startups program. We also, as a program, need to step up our game, step up our momentum. So this year, the good news, number one, we just last week announced our top 30 of Spark Global Startup Competition. These are 30 companies who are the game changer for this year. And I think there's no small feat for them to be on the top 30 out of 1,500. So well done to them. There's a couple of them Indonesian startups. So congratulations to all of you guys if you're already in the top 30. And our final pitch day will be next in October. If anybody want to find out more, please just check us out. And last but not least, we are launching Spark Accelerator program in Indonesia with a partnership of Ministry of Tourism and Creative Agency. The program is heavily differentiated compared with other programs out there. As I just hinted, we are very technology focused, we're commercialization focused, we are fundraising focused. And finally, to wrap this all up, if there's one thing I want you to take away and you can take home, please remember this. At a HUAWEI Cloud, at a Huawei Spark, we will build you out, we will build you up. The question is, are you ready to hit the ground running? Thank you very much, guys. I have one small video to share just to give you a bit of real feeling of what the Spark program looks like for some of our startup founders. Please enjoy.
As long as I remember, my parents were always fighting. And over time, my father just became more and more violent. My mother was a single mom, raising kids alone. Her hardship that built the character of a man in me. She put us in international school, but she couldn't pay the tuition fees. They kicked us out. And that was the big turning point of my life. I wake up every morning thinking about one thing. How can we help teachers doing their tasks better? My name is Naren Kurana, and I'm the CEO of Schoolbright. Schoolbright is a digital school management platform that links between schools, parents, and students. We offer solutions such as attendance checking, homework management, payment, tuition, or academic in the school. And right now, we provide our service to more than 500 schools here in Thailand. During COVID-19 pandemic, schools were talking about online classes, online learning. But I think one step ahead, online exam will come later. So I approached a few schools with online exam mock-up, and they all bought it. So from the moment I sold the idea of online exam to all the schools, until the final exam date, we only had 1 month to make it happen. In that 1 month, we had to build everything from scratch. All to work together day and night. But there is one big problem. Traffic for the online exam will come like crazy. So for this project to succeed, auto-scale was vital. And that's when HUAWEI came in. So imagine, the exact same day, exact same time, everyone will see the exam.
So how many students do you anticipate to log in at a given time?
We're expecting 100,000 students at the same time.
No pressure. Okay, okay. I guess that's where you need help.
Correct.
For the auto-scaling.
That's it.
Okay. Got it.
Every student will start the exam at the same time. If you make the system crash, there'll be thousands of complaints. So HUAWEI team provided us with the core understanding of how auto-scaling really works in cloud platform.
Your old coding is based on .NET framework, which is unsupported by HUAWEI Cloud. So we suggest you to move on to a new CI/CD approach to use our new structure. And I think that's probably the best way to support your launch.
It's impossible to do it in 3 days. So what you can do for me now is just to get whatever support we have from China, get it ready here in Thailand.
So we're going with a pseudo solution to support the launch.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me contact the China team and then get them ready, get them up to speed.
All right.
We just had to work all day, night, but we were under pressure. From the age of 17, I have started many businesses. Most of them fail, but from all those failures, I learned a lot. Yes, this is where it all began. It was hard, as you can see, we don't have AC as well. Starting my first business, it wasn't easy at all. The room itself was leaking. Whatever I do, I want to make sure it turns to be the best. If I don't have money, I'll find money. If I don't have people, I'll find people. If I don't have knowledge, I'll go and find the knowledge. This is how I conquer all of my problems. And from there, School Bright was born. Leo, actually, what if we just move the entire concept to the memory level? So I increase this to like 24 GB RAM.
Yeah.
I just keep 1,000 records and then I write it one time.
Yeah.
So this will reduce this burden.
Okay. We do what we can.
And this concept will work.
I'm sure it will go well. I'm sure it will go well. Yeah.
At the end, we had over 2 million exams taken on our platform. And because of this project, we almost doubled the size of our client base from 300 to 500 schools in a very short period of time. And this is really, really not easy to do for a tech company. For me, School Bright is not just a business. We are creating a massive positive impact in society by improving the educational system. So when the kids learn better, they become better human beings.
And now we have to come on stage for today's highlights, Spark Program Launch.
And as for the launching, we also like to invite back the Mr. Leo Chang as Chief Digital Officer Huawei Asia Pacific to come back on stage and join us. And also we would like to invite the CEO of CBN, Sugiharto Dharma Kusuma. Please join us.
Please join us. Bapak Sugiharto Dharma Kusuma, CEO of CBN. Please come on the stage also. Bapak Budi Lesmana Halim, CEO of Soltius Indonesia.
We also like to invite the President of Huawei Public Cloud, Kevin Cao.
And we would like to invite Mark Chen, Vice President Huawei Cloud Computing Global Marketing and Sales Service Department.
And we would like to invite CEO of Huawei Cloud Indonesia, Mr. Jason Chang.
Now, gentlemen, we would like to ask you to face the LED. We will launch the Spark, please.
And in a count of 3, we will press the button to mark the Spark launching together. Okay, let's count together with us. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations for the Spark launching. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining the Spark program launching.
Please stay on the stage. Now we would like to invite all of you to join together on the stage for a group photo session. Thank you so much and congratulations for the Spark launching. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today.
Thank you to all Huawei representatives, our distinguished speakers, and all invited guests who attended today.
And after the break, the Huawei Cloud Indonesia Summit 2022 will be followed by an industry digital transformation session at Ballroom B, and also the partner transformation session at Ballroom C. Both events will start at 2:30 p.m. By scanning the QR code that has been provided and fill out the feedback form, participants will be able to enter the lucky draw for today.
And we have special and interesting lucky draws for the lucky participants. The prizes will include 5 Huawei Band 7, 1 Huawei MatePad, and 1 Huawei MateBook 14s. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of Huawei Cloud Summit 2022 keynote session. I'm Imam Priyono.
And I'm Maggie Calista. Thank you so much for joining us at Huawei Cloud Summit 2022. Thank you.
Shipping out of line, watch you come last train.